Today we're having a look at the 2024 NTL Women's Open Grand Final.
Oh, how about that? It's even better.
Count of the man, count of the hour.
That is sensational.
Okay, Women's Open, NTL, Scorps versus Rebels. That's the UQ Rebels. So Scorps are with the ball. UQ, brand new team to NTL, University of Queensland. Just in case you were wondering. All right, let's have a look at this. Scorpions with the ball. Looks like an open side. Open side ninja. Now I think, we'll have a look. Yeah, I think they call this forward, controversially, I may add. But this is an open side as in, excuse me. So we've got two middles here and two middles here. Now, short side quickie, you attack the side of the short side of the person making the touch, which means you would split this way. An open side quickie, obviously, you go the other way. And the reason you would go the other way is because when the middles are so tight, as they are in this situation, when you start pulling corner, to maintain that level of tightness, this player has to go this way as well. So as they start to move to the left of our screen, we split the other way, catch them off guard, and then it's a foot race to the line. So there's the reverse quickie, and the trail comes from this player pulling corner, which is your policy. It's taught to do that. Now you can see she's still kind of just started to realize the ball's gone the other way and she's turning around. Meanwhile, we have three chasers who have already started moving the opposite way. Now, naturally, this is going to loosen up, and as you drift across one way, you take that space in the middle. That's the ninja play. We do have a video on that. You can check it out. Just search mini breakdown or breakdown touchscreen ninja. And we cover that exact same play. So Rebels with the ball now. It's like just a middle link or a 32. Long ball. So this is just your old school. Down for the link. Middle's making the touch. Middle pulls corner. Link will then play direct. And depending on which way the defender goes, not if they go to the corner, you step back and you play 4 attackers against 2 defenders. Everyone else starts chopping that hole. There's the change. Actually, there's the change of angle. We'll just show you the change of angle there. Okay, so you can see she's picked up and she's going straight, and there's the change of angle. All right, and when you're facing the other way as a defender, that's very hard to move with the ball. And she picks the space. You can see the defenders come in to jag that link, leaving the space for the winger. And it's a big left to right pass. A very nice ball for a try for UQ. Okay, this is clever. Well, not so much clever, but some teams, especially Sydney teams, have adapted the old roll into the 7. Now, the idea when you're playing the ball is you want to play the... Oh, that's a terrible line. Let's just ignore that. You want to play the ball right on that 7 metre line. Okay, because the defenders have to get back 7 metres regardless. And you want to make sure that they're hitting the line so you can dive at their feet. But you also want to make sure that they're travelling back as far as possible, which is 7 metres. If you dump the ball in here, yeah, they've got to hit the line, but they only actually have to make an effort of 4 metres back. So it's a lot easier. Whereas if you dump the ball out here, they've still got to make it back 7 metres, but because they're not on the line, it takes away the dive. We can't dive at their feet. So what teams are doing, what the Scorpions are doing here, is they're presenting themselves at the 7, but as that dump comes in, they start to drop. And you're kind of trying to suck them in to the 4 or the 5 metre line just to make it easier to get onside. But as these players here are dropping back and trying to suck the UQ Rebels in, they take the opportunity, well, I'm just going to use my speed, my momentum, and attack the line somewhere. And they just use their pace to run around. Now, there's a video out, I'm going to keep referencing other videos, give my other videos some plugs, but it's a video about how Hornsby thwarted Doyleson and using that rolling defence. But Doyleson, their players came up with a way that they're just going to attack the line like this UQ Rebels player did. And they just keep running and just attack the line without actually dumping the ball at all. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, so it looks like a middle. Now, ideally, you would, if you're taking off from half, you would like, oh, I might be mixed up here. Let me just continue this. Okay, there was an extra player out there. All right, let's continue here. Okay, so that's another middle. All right, unless they've got 5 on the field or something, which I think might have happened. Anyway, she's going to take off from dummy half. She's split out of the way. This player here, she's just going to burn for speed. Now, from what I can see, UQ Rebels only have 5 on the... Oh, no, there was the other player back. Okay, I'm not even going to edit this video. I'm just going to leave it the way it was because I was confused. Yep, all right. Okay, so they've split. These are the 2 middles here for UQ. Don't worry about that third circle. Now, ideally, when you're doing a middle dump, and I'm thinking about making a video for this where it's actually me showing, not just using stock video footage. You want this middle if you're going to split in this way. That way, when you take off from dummy half, you're trying to beat an offside player. Whereas this time, they've gone across the face to the other middle. Now, if they split this way, back to the other way, she can still take off and beat the offside player. However, they split the wrong way. They split as if they're doing a short side quickie. Now, you have a middle back here that's a lot more of a chance to actually get you because they're pretty close to being onside. But what the Scorps girl does is she just backs herself anyway, does a little skip, and still ends up beating her for speed. So it's still doable, and she just finds the wing. It's still doable, but it is a lot harder. If she had have made the dump on that player, she would have got through with so much more ease. Looking like a bit of the triangle there. So it's just a sweeper. So UQ running a sweeper. And the reason she throws immediately is not so much because she gets the ball, runs, looks, and then they're tight. She's probably having a little glance at these 2 defenders now before she's even getting the ball. And she can see how tight they are. And they're going to drop back. And the first thing you're taught to do as a defender is move forward off the line. So as she comes around, they're getting back to the line. They get off the line now, and you can see actually how tight they are now when the touch is telling them to pull short side. And there's a lot of space out on the edge. So it's get it running your line and a nice quick long ball to the edge. But nice eyes up, and I imagine that's what she was looking at as she started her run. This is nice momentum. Now this is something I always say that you've got to try and never allow to happen as a defender. So sometimes you can't help it. The other team's going to get a roll on. As much as you might practice midfield defense, they've probably practiced more of their own rucking. So they've got a situation now where both of your middles are in the touch, which is something that you don't want because the dummy half can run past. Worse than that is the links are also up with the play the ball here. So it just means if you can get a quick scoot and just take off, there's all that unoccupied space in behind. So it's really important to, like, even when you're at this scenario here, one of these middles has to just drop back and the other one can come across or step up or stop the roll or whatever. We just got to try and always avoid that, because usually what's happening is this is what you're trying to avoid as well. A dummy half running through the middles. Okay, now a dummy half getting through short side isn't so bad because there's a lot less space for them to move and it's easier to track them down. But once you're through the middle, you can go this way or you can go this way. And there's so much more room for her teammates to try and find some vacant space, which means it's a lot harder for the defenders. So she's got so much space to run, she comes back this way and finds someone. So I always say we never want to allow the dummy half to run through the guts or through the 2 middles. If they run short side, chase them down. but just never allow them to run through on the open side. I think that was a sweep. Yep, so sweeper here. Again, we've got both middles caught up in the touch, which means before she ran this line and then threw long. But again, she's probably looked. I don't know if it's the same girl or not. But she's probably seen, as she's running around now, she's probably looking that there's two defenders there. And now that means they're vulnerable in behind for a dive or a short ball. Usually a dive when you got two offside players, but she kind of just pivots a run a little bit short, and then there's the dive there from the short ball. But it's nice eyes up play that the play might have been called to throw long on the short side again, but as soon as she started sweeping around, saw those two players. Here's one with a phase. And they're still going. Okay. A lot going on in that play. Okay, first it was a sweeper. And contrary to the other sweeper, we have a lot of space between the middles, which is good. We've got one middle already onside. They've also pressed out and got the dump around 10 meters out, which means, as you can see, the referee is here and that's all they have to get to. So they can't dive at the line. So the sweeper comes around. A lot of space between the ball and the defensive line now, which is good for the UQ Rebels. Okay, because they can hold, reset their line. But Scorps, they're just going to play some footy, just going to throw the ball. They try that phase, except she does split back this way, which is, look, it's okay trying to get this middle caught off guard. They go long. It's good scramble from UQ there. If you want to see some more about second phase, check out the... I'm going to try and reference all the videos that I reference in the description of this video. So have a look at the second phase video. Hopefully I can remember to put the link in. But all that happens now is probably just a little bit of a lack of communication from the Rebels. So what it looks like here is, I know this girl, she's very fast. We need to be talking to our link to either shut or stay out. We can't be having the link guess. Now, if you're diving like that, to me, you're making the touch. And because there might not have been any communication, the links came in and it was just a short ball. So those are heartbreaking tries, because when you think about it, they're very easily avoidable. Just a little bit of communication. I know it's very hard on the run. What's happened here? She offside. This might be a good example of why to dump the ball. So she's parked herself on the 7. And that ball is, well, it's probably just in front of the 7. Okay, but because that's on the 7, referee is right on the 7, and that's exactly where he'll be calling the players. So let's have a look to see if this defender makes the 7. It's also good to be listening to the referee. So she might have had 1 foot, but you need to have 2. And yeah, she's offside. So this is just good awareness too from the ball carrier. So you can see the referee pointing, probably telling her she's offside. The girl with the ball realised that, and she just targeted her. And that's good advantage play from the referee to not just pull it back for a penalty. That's why we dumped the ball on the 7. If you dump that 8 out, that's not a try. Whoa, very quick tap off. What do we got? Sweeper. So what's happened here? Are we going to extra time? So extra time, we play 4-on-4. They changed the rules regarding extra time, I think, when the 8th edition rulebook came out. This is for Australia. We go down to 4-on-4, and we play for 2 minutes. If the result is still level at the end of the 2 minutes, we drop another player off, and it is golden try. So there's no right of reply in 3-on-3. It's just golden try. So let's see what happens here. They run a rooster. So 4-on-4, you want to run anything expansive. Out balls, if you run a rooster, you do that quick release like we saw before. You can run a counties with an out ball following that. Sweep a quarterback, which looked like that was what that was. So there's a sweeper. Okay, that was just a sweeper step back with a short ball. So looking at that one again, a sweeper quarterback is when you deliver it straight back to the half as soon as you get the ball, just to basically go one way and then the other. So she's pulling corner. That's the defender. Sweeping around, will attack the offside player. This person will shut down and hoping to pick one of the better options. In this case, it wasn't the long ball, it was the short ball. Very close, but I think that's the correct call. And yeah, I don't want to defend. See if Scorps can hit back. Looks like a rooster. So it's not a quick release, but she does take the open side space. Okay, so angles here. And it looks like plenty of space for her to keep away from the person that's supposed to be making the touch. And hoping that one of these two or both of them bite and she can pass, but they don't bite. And she just beats them for speed, gets a nice dive. I think this might be, yep, so it was level at the end of the 2 minutes, and now we're down to 3-on-3. And look, 3-on-3 is super hard to defend. I'd probably not get this middle defender to make the touch, but 3-on-3 is a lot harder. We talk about that in 5-on-5, and we've just got a regular quickie here. And just like the one against the UQ Rebels, the dump, oh, it's very hard to see because the field's a bit chopped up. But I'm imagining that that's right on the 7, which means this player's been called to make the line. Let's see if she doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't make the line. She pulls up just half a metre short. She's cleaned the touch, but she was offside. Now, it's an unfortunate way to end a tournament, but rules are rules. You've got to make it onside. We can't be calling a touch there just because we don't want the tournament to finish like that. But congratulations to UQ Rebels. They are a brand new team now that affiliates are allowed to play NTLs. So, yeah, congratulations. They came out on top. It was a cracking game, to be honest. A very, very high-quality game of touch footy. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. There'll be plenty more coming out on the channel. So don't forget to subscribe. Keep yourself updated. And we'll see you next time. Bye.